if you can make $50,000 a month on your side gig, would you be happy? Forget your side gig. If you can make 50,000 a month, period, would you be happy? Right? I'm willing to bet most of you would say yes. I'm willing to bet most of you guys are going to say yes. I remember, several years back, I would think like, how in the world do people do that? You would see people saying, "Oh, I'm making this amount of money a month, making this much, $100,000 a month." And I'm like, how in the world are people doing that? And I was really skeptical. Of course, I thought they could do it because I believe the people, because I thought I'd be able to do it one day. So I thought they were doing it, but I just had no idea. I was like, how in the world are they doing that? Well, guess what? Today, I'm going to show you the key concepts, how to do that, right? So I've been through the ups and downs now. I have spent tens of thousands of dollars in business coaching for myself, development coaching, learning how to do certain things. I've invested a lot of money, right? I'm talking about, six figures plus, going up and down, and had some successes, had a lot of losses with that money, right? Lost a lot of that money. And through that process, I've gained that plus way more, right? It's not even close now. And it's been a learning phase. It's been a learning process, right? So some people say, "Oh, you were failing." No, I was learning how to succeed the right way. I've learned how to succeed. So along that journey now, I'm at the point where I can tell you basically I can tell you how I've done it. I can tell you how I've gone from losing money, went from $0 a month, right? Trying to have these side projects or whatever, to the point now where, I'm doing very well. And, it's baby steps. And what you don't want to do is say, I'm going to go from 0 to $1 million in a month, right? So what I want to do is I want to show you to go from 0 to 50,000 in a month. And really what I'm just going to show you the concept. So this same concept is going to work for anything, but the key things, these are things that a lot of people won't tell you, right? These are things that people don't really, I don't know if they don't want to tell you, they don't think about, but these are the key things that you need. Without these things, I think it's going to be very difficult for you to do it. I never like saying impossible, but it'll be very difficult for you to do it. And you might say, "Hey, Dr. Dale, 50,000 a month sounds intimidating." Well, okay, let's get you from 0 to 5,000 a month then first, right? Or let's get you from 0 to 10,000 a month first, right? But let's get you off of 0 or off of, 5,000 is not enough. I'm gonna take that away. Let's get you to at least 0 to 20,000 a month. Let's say that. Let's get you from at least 0 to 20,000 a month, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. And if 20,000 is too low, good. Then let's do 0 to $50,000 a month. I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to focus on the 0 to $50,000 a month now. All right, so I've got my little screen recording here. Hey, before we dive in, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, by the way. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like the videos we put up, subscribe. If you don't like the videos we put up, subscribe anyways, right? Subscribe anyways. But let's go ahead, and I am going to do this here. So let's say 0 to 50K a month. All right. The first thing that you have to do here, so these are going to be questions for you to ask yourself and get answers to, right? It's a worksheet. So actually, this is homework for you guys this week, okay? So I'm going to give you homework this week, all right? So I'm going to tell you the questions, the things you need to do, and I want you to actually do it, right? The first thing to understand is if you're going to go from 0 to 50K a month, you've got to do the stuff to get you from 0 to 50K a month. You're going to say, "Oh, it's going to show up on my doorstep." Probably not going to happen, right? Probably not going to happen. So do the stuff, all right? So the first thing that you need to be doing, first thing you need to ask yourself, and this is key. This might be, I don't want to say the most important, but I mean, it might be on those up there, is who are you serving? Who are you serving? Who are you serving, right? This is huge. Why is this huge? Because most of us, myself included, we would always say, "Okay, what do I want to sell? What do I want to sell? What do I want to sell?" Right? And that was always the first question. What do you want to sell? What do you want to sell? Wrong answer. That's not the first question. The first question is, who are you serving? And notice the two things here. Who, right? Let's start with the who. I came to this realization. I figured this out years ago, but I hadn't quite put it in practice yet. I read the book. What's it called? I think it's The Millionaire Next Door. The Millionaire Next Door. I'm pretty sure I got it from this book, right? Stanley and Danko wrote The Millionaire Next Door. And one thing towards the end of the book, it's either in the book or an interview I saw with them. They mentioned something about, okay, if I was going to start a business today, or if I was going to have my kids start a business, what would I tell them? What advice? And they said, I would tell them to find affluent people, so people who have a lot of money that they can spend, and offer them services that they need, right? right? Offer them these services, right? And when I first got into like trying to do business stuff on the side, I was doing a lot of stuff for people that didn't really have much money. I was doing a lot of stuff for students and people that didn't have very much money, which is fine. It's fine because they needed help and they needed stuff, and I still do that. I just do a lot of that stuff now for free. Honestly, a lot of stuff I used to do that was paid, I give it to it's all free now, right? Um, and now the focus is if you want to get to 50K a month and above that, who are you serving, right? So you need to be thinking about people who can. So you need to be thinking about people who can afford. I almost want to say high end services. It doesn't have to be high end, but afford services that produce meaningful revenue, right? I'll say that yield good revenue. Because anybody can do a service, but if you want to get to 50K a month, let me this caveat: if you want to get there without running yourself dry, like running your life into the ground, then you need to be doing something that people, going to pay good money for. Yeah, it's possible I could say, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna wash cars to make my 50K a month, and I'm gonna charge $5 per car service. Well, that's a lot of car washing you're about to do, right? That is a lot of car washing that you're about to do, right? So you need to think about it from the perspective of, okay, what can I do? Charge a lot and do it for few people. But the who is key. The who is key. You need to be thinking about, all right, who can afford the services? And not just about who can afford the services, who will be good clients. That's probably more important, right? Because I have some clients that, that they can give you a headache. That you say, hey, you need to do this, and they don't do your part of the job, right? So that means you and your team are carrying the weight that they agreed to do, and that can become a headache. That can become difficult, right? That can become very difficult. You want clients that are going to be great clients, role model clients, people that are going to do what they say they're going to do, people that are going to be willing to listen, and people that are going to allow you to do the service that you're trying to offer them, right? So that's the first part. Who? Get people that can afford the services at the price points that you think are necessary to get you to that 50K. You want to get to 50K a month? If you have a $10,000 price point, you only need 5 people. If you have a $5,000 price point, you need 10 people, and so on and so on. So do the math, and we'll get to services here in a second. I'm talking about service a little bit here, but we're going to get to service and price points a little bit later, okay? But the first question is, who are you serving, all right? And notice the word here is serving. Serving. My pen keeps going to the eraser. So who are you serving? That's key. I want you to always approach business from the perspective of, I am here to serve somebody, right? I'm here to serve somebody, I think about Jesus, man. Jesus could have come and taken whatever you want, but Jesus came to serve, to make other people's lives better. So when I am doing my business, when I am conducting my business, right, I'm giving everything I have, everything I can to make sure my client is served well, right? To make sure my clients serve well. I try to go above and beyond. They don't even know, most of the time, they don't even know the things that I do in the background, or the things that my team's doing in the background, right? But we're doing things because we want to serve them at the highest level. And when you have the right person, that's the who, and you are serving them, great things happen, right? So number one, you want to go from 0 to 50K a month. Answer this question: who are you serving? Think about who your client is, right? If it's easier to get to 50K a month if your clients are people that can afford price points that can get you to 50K a month faster, right? So who are you serving? That's number one. Number two, I can go two different ways with this. How do I want to go with number two, right? Because I've got two things I want to go. I'm trying to decide which order to give it to you in this way. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna go to what first. I was gonna go to where, but let's go to what first, okay? What, and check this out. What do they want? What do they want? Right? Most people, and here's why I need you to follow me on this. This is huge. Most people, when you go talk to them about business and things of that sort, they'll tell you, oh, what do they need? Figure out what the person needs. Figure out what the client needs. No, if you're getting started, you're trying to get from 0 to 50K a month. What do they want? That's the question you need to ask them. What do they want? Why is that? Because, when people buy something, buys/purchases are emotional decisions. for the most part, their emotional decisions are emotional decisions, right? Yes, some people, a lot of people are going to use, logic and think it through and rationalize and stuff like that. That's true. I'm not saying that's not the case, but in terms of if you want to become a better salesperson and get sales a little bit easier without having to necessarily convince somebody in full detail research presentations and things of that sort what they need, figure out what they want. Why is that? Because most people are operating life based on what they want. I want this. I want ice cream, right? I want to go to get some fast food, right? I want to go watch this movie. It's want. I want a nicer car. I want a nicer house, right? Most people operate life based on what they want. They make purchasing decisions based on what they want. A lot of the needs are like automated, right? Like I need to pay for my shelter. It's automated. I don't even think about it, right? That's automatic stuff, right? But the decisions, the purchase decisions, a lot of times those are based on their wants and desires, right? And man, this is gold, right? This is what I don't really tell people much, okay? But I'm gonna drop this bomb for you guys right here, right? So, what do they want? That's the first part. But here's the key. This is why you don't start with what do they need. And I'm not. That's not saying that you can't start with what do they need. Yeah, you can start with that. But I'm just gonna tell you, for the most part, a lot of times, it's gonna be easier to sell somebody on what they want rather than what they need. But let me drop some super gold nuggets right here, okay? Um, Eventually, you will get to the need, right? What do they need? But the need is the upsell. The need is the upsell, and that is huge. Do you understand? Are you getting what I'm giving? Do you understand? Right. So the need is the upsell. So essentially, you sell them what they want. They want something. They want something. You sell them what they want. You provide phenomenal service. You help them get that thing, which is phenomenal. You do your part of the job. Always do above and beyond your part of the job. But then after they have that thing, now they're going to be in a position where they probably need something more. I say need, right? It's not really need. The only things that I feel like you really need in this life of God, Jesus, that'll get you through. God will provide everything else. So I'm just using this word need rather loosely, okay? But what do they need after that? So you get them to the point where, I get them what they want. Now they're going to need something for what they want. Do you understand that? You're going to need something for what they want, right? And honestly, I might have to make a whole another video on that concept right there, because that right there is the key. That one concept is a game changer. And also along the lines of what do they want, what you have to understand, there's certain things that certain reasons that people buy, um, certain reasons that people buy. And at the end of the day, people buy for pleasure. Two things. They buy for pleasure or they buy for status. And honestly, status falls under pleasure too. But if you can find a way to sell somebody based on what pleases them, the pleasure or how to elevate their status, they will want to buy. Why is that? Because status leads to money and money leads to pleasure again. And ultimately, you got to be careful though, because I'm going to say this, man. Um, I hesitate teaching you all this stuff just because my foundational worldview is I don't want you preying on people based on their greed. I don't want it to come across like that, right? So I'm gonna say no greed. I'm just writing that down here. What I mean is don't be that salesperson who starts preying on people based on greed and making false sales. We're not doing that. I'm not down with that. I'm not riding with that. I'm not. If that's what you're trying to do, stop listening to my channel. Stop watching this video. I'm not trying to help people who are trying to, you know, prey on people's greed and stuff like that. But I am trying to teach you, if you have a good service, right? Again, if you have a good service that can really help people, and that's your focus, that's your goal, this is how you make these sales, right? You have to understand what the people want, and it's going to be things that deal with your pleasure or their status. All right, those are the things. All right, so now after you know who you want to sell to, and again, you guys write this stuff down for real. This is your homework assignment. Go through it. I told y'all to I've told you in the past to get a permission to be great, get a journal, right? And use it for just a permission to be great episodes. It's going to help you grow. Trust me, it'll help you grow. So write this stuff down in there, okay? So you know who you want to serve, who you want your client to be, your avatar, your ideal client. You know what they want. Number three, now you got to know where to find them. Because it sounds good. Yeah, I know who, I know what. Where the heck are they, right? You got to know, if you want to actually make the sale, you got to be able to find these people, right? So you have to know where are they? So where is your clients? Where are they at, right? Today's, it's so much easier, and I'm going to give you the shortcut to this. it's so much easier to find them now, right? With the internet, obviously. And there are various people aggregate in various places on social media, right? People aggregate in various places on social media. But the shortcut to all this is simple, man. I mean, people talk about build your YouTube channel, build this channel. That's true. You want to do that stuff, right? Obviously, I'm working on building my social media content. But at the end of the day, man, like, it's paid ads, paid ads, targeted. It's so precise. It's so precise, right? There's a learning curve. You have to learn how to run ads. That's the challenging part, right? So it's paid ads, but you have to learn how to run these ads. You have to learn understand ad analytics, right? You have to learn how to do things of that sort, or you can hire out. But that's the tricky part in that is the paid ads. But people are like, oh, how do I find them? How do I find them? Bottom line, end of the day, where they at, run paid ads, and you have to understand this concept of ROAS, return on ad spend, right? And once you understand that, you'll be able to do this from a profitable perspective and get from that 0 to 50K a month. Again, I'm giving you the basic foundations, the things that you need to just even think about to get started. Okay, the foundations. Each one of these could be a whole masterclass lesson on its own, right? Each one could be a whole full lesson. I'm going to start diving down into them. I'm going to start digging into them for you all, right? But I want to show you the foundation, give you a roadmap to get you from 0 to 50K a month. Okay. Number 4. So now you know who you want to serve, right? And remember that word serve, serve, serve. We are here to serve our fellow humans. Okay. Serve, serve, serve. Then you know what they want. And after you know what they want, then you can figure out what they need. Okay. But then you know what they want. Then you've got, then you know where they're at. And the next question here, this is critical. If you don't have number 4, then everything might just shut down, right? If you don't have a good number 4, then all this might be over. Everything might shut down. But it's why. Why should they trust you? So why should they trust you? That's a huge question. Why should they trust you? So this is about credibility. Credibility and authority. And not even so much authority, right? It's more so about credibility. And authority, and when I say authority, I don't mean authority over people. I'm talking about authority over your domain, right? The area that the good Lord has allowed you to have some influence in. Okay. But why should they trust you? Because now you know, okay, I know who I'm serving. I know what they want. I know where to find them. But when you approach them, why in the world are they going to listen to you instead of this other person? Right. So you need to know what sets you apart. You need to know, really the question is, you need to be able to answer, why are you more credible than others? So, and some of the work that I do. So, for example, I work with a lot of healthcare professionals. I work with a lot of doctors, specifically nurses, and just healthcare professionals, right? And they come to us to help with. They come to us for us to help them with their branding, right? With writing books specifically to build platforms, again, to branding, things of that sort. Why would they listen to me? They'll listen to me because I've done it. I've published 13 of my own books. I published a whole bunch of doctors already, other people's books, right? The stuff that I teach are things that I've been doing, right? Travel the country, get paid to speak, stuff like that. So that automatically puts me in a credible place for them to get their attention. However, even though they know I've done it, they need to understand that I'm credible enough to show them how to do it, right? They need to understand I'm credible enough to show them how to do it. And that's something that you're going to need to figure out. And again, I can teach you how to do that. I can show you that. It's beyond the scope of this particular video, but I want you to think about this. I want you to be going through answering these questions, right? Say, okay, who am I serving? What do they want? Where are they? How do I find them? And then once I do find them, why are they going to listen to me? So ask yourself that question, right? I want you to write down 3 solid bullet point answers to why why your ideal client is going to listen to you. And not just listen to you. Why is your ideal client going to trust you with their money, but not even the money, right? Because if they're in a position of money, and money's and another thing that we'll teach on, and I'll make another video for this, is money is really the true limiting factor at the end of the day. Okay. It's part of it, but a lot of times people be like, oh, I have money, and then they join the program, they do great, and they go out and they rock it, right? So money is not as limiting of a factor as most people think it is, right? More important than the money, you're trying to just decide, can I trust you as a person that you're going to do what you say you're going to do? And can I trust you with my money, of course, but can I trust you with my attention? Can I trust you with my attention? Let me write that down. Trust with their attention, because attention nowadays is like currency. Attention nowadays is like currency. If they're spending their mental energy, time, attention on you and whatever it is you're doing, that means it's taken away from something else they could be doing, right? So that's your time, is your attention. Time and attention are a little bit different, because time is passage of moments. It's time. Attention is time plus, right? There's a mental drain to that, things of that sort, right? So are they really going to give that up for you? They have to trust you. You have to be able to explain to them, here's why I'm the person for you for this particular service, right? And the last one, and this is a whole different thing as well, is how will you deliver and execute on the service? So this gets into really understanding systems of business, right? So really what a lot of this gets into is understanding funnels and things of that sort. So, it's really about your deliverables, right? I'm just going to say funnels, lead generators, stuff like that. Say funnels and deliverables. Really. So how do you get them through your funnel, and how do you deliver? So funnels and deliverables. And again, each one of these can be a masterclass on their own. But what I need you to understand is, if you want to get from $0 a month to $50,000 a month, it doesn't just happen. There's a system to this. There are processes to these, and there are things that you need to answer and have in place for you to do that. Now, these things are not that difficult to do. You can do this in a matter of weeks, right? Literally, you can literally do this in a matter of weeks. I'm not joking. I'm not kidding at all, right? How do I know? Because I probably, when I started doing some stuff, I think I went from like zero to, I probably started from 0 to like 15 or whatever. I was like, oh my goodness. And that was pretty quick. Very quick when I started actually really sitting down, putting some of the stuff in, right? Not as zero, now $15,000 a month is like, it's a horrendous month. It's a horrendous month. And that's what we do. That's like, it's a horrendous month. But so 0 to 50,000, light work, that's something that you should be able to get to, right? But you've got to go through these steps. You have to know who you are serving. You have to know, what do they want. After you know what they want, you can upsell them on what they need beyond that. And again, none of this is taking advantage of people. This is helping them achieve what they're trying to achieve. Where are they? Understanding ad spend, things of that sort. Why should they trust you? And then how are you going to actually get them through your funnels and then your deliverables? Okay. So this is how you get from 0 to 50K a month, the foundational principles. Man, I think I'm going to actually take a deeper dive into some of these topics, right? Because this is some really good stuff here, and each one of these, like I said, could be its own masterclass. So I'm gonna actually come back, take a deeper dive, and break this stuff down for you all in more detail, help you understand. If you want that, drop a comment down, let me know. That there we go. If you want me to take a deeper dive into each one of these, drop a comment, let me know, and I can make some videos kind of taking a much deeper dive and breaking this stuff down for you guys, giving you guys more specific step by step in terms of how you get each one of these done. But this is your roadmap, 0 to $50,000 a month. All right, fam. Hey, if you like the video, hit the subscribe button. If you don't like the video, hit the subscribe button anyways and show your boys some love. All right. That's like having fun messing around with you guys. I really do appreciate you checking it out. Use the roadmap, take notes every episode, right? The stuff I'm giving you is gold. Gold. People pay a lot of money for this stuff. I'm dropping it free knowledge to you guys right here on my YouTube channel, right? 0 to $50,000 a month. I want you to remember that you have permission to be great. I'm praying for you, and I love you.